Which one of you would like to describe the story of producing Juliet for me?
Rachel.
Sure.
Go for it.
So producing Juliet is it's a drama. It's a drama with comedy about the sort of interpersonal relationships of a theater company as they struggle to put on the sophomore effort of Juliet, of her play. And so there is this wonderful human being named Rebecca, who is searching for meaning in her own life, and she thinks that she can find it through this new branch and into theater, and it's just about the dramas and the self-discoveries that come out of being an artist, I think.
Now, Alisha, you play Rebecca.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Describe Rebecca for me.
Oh, I love Rebecca. She is.
I was going to ask you about
just
the character, but go ahead, please.
Yeah. She. Rebecca is someone who has a great job. She works like 9 to 5, and she has a little. She's in an open relationship with an actress. And she's kind of at a point in her life, though, where she's looking for something more. She's giving a lot, and the people in her life, can only give so much back, not through any fault of their own. It's just how people are made sometimes, and she's searching for more. And she tries to go on the out for that, and she meets Juliet, and they strike up a great conversation, and she's lucky enough to read one of Juliet's scripts and loves it and connects with it, and says, yes, this is it. This is something that I can give to, and it can be just for me, and it's just mine. Yeah, so I feel like the thing I connect with most with Rebecca is her search for something in life. Having nothing to do with anyone else, but just having it be her own thing is something that I think is really great.
It seems in the first 2 episodes, which that's all that's been posted, she doesn't seem to be the type of person that makes decisions based upon what she wants, but basically that she does things or makes decisions based upon what she thinks other people might want.
She thinks a lot, too. Rebecca thinks a lot. She goes through all the different sort of outcomes and situations in her head, I think. Yeah, and I'm not, as far as the first 2 episodes go, yeah, she is someone that just, I guess for lack of a better term, kind of has been a hard worker, but kind of has just been going through life, floating through life, not really saying yes, but not really saying no to a lot of things. And that kind of in between, I think she's ready to actually say yes to something, and something that will say yes back to her as well.
If you met Rebecca, would you like her?
I think so.
Is there something about her you don't like? Or
I don't know yet. It's hard for me to not like something about Rebecca because I play her. But so in order to connect with Rebecca like that, I feel like for me as an actor, finding the connections in Rebecca. But something that Alisha, don't know if I would be okay with, that Rebecca at this time is okay with, but I don't, we'll see. But maybe she's not okay with it, is, in an open relationship. Like, for me, I don't know. I don't like to share in that respect, and Rebecca is okay with that, but she's not okay with that right now. So I guess I do connect with her on that front as well. So I don't know.
Is she okay with that because being okay with that is the only way to be in the relationship?
Say that again?
Is she okay with it because being okay with it is the only way to have the relationship with Laura?
I think you were right about that. Yeah. I think being okay with it is all that she can do. She's relationship isn't balanced, and I guess the one thing I would if I met Rebecca and found out that she was in this place in her life, I would say, come on. Make a choice, and if you want to be in it, be in it, but if you don't want to be in it, then you know, take a stand for yourself and what you want.
Rachel, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
She's making a stand. Oh,
Rachel,
no, that's okay. I'm good. I'm done.
Juliet is a fast-talking, somewhat wisecracking person.
Yeah.
Our dialogue is pretty smart and clever.
Yeah.
Do you like her?
I fucking love her. I do. I do.
How much of that is you, and how much of that was Tina's script?
Oh, both. I hope both. I think that in a lot of ways she is someone who I aspire to be. She definitely. What I love about Juliet is that she has an extremely sensitive bullshit meter, and she kind of cuts through a lot of it and like isn't afraid to like she's not afraid to let people know, oh, by the way, I see right through you, and I respect that a lot about her. I think it might be difficult to be around sometimes, but it's definitely fun to play. Unlike, you know, it's a huge pleasure to play. I'm not sure if I would want to be that way all the time, so I think it's very difficult to be that way all the time. And I am not sure that I would want to be around that all the time. But like, for a couple shoot days, it's a pleasure to be her. So I hope that it is a little bit of me in there as well. But they're Tina's words, so.
How much during the production?
Oh, yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you all work together, and you as the actors and the people bringing to life the characters that Tina created. How much collaboration went into this? How much of this was you developing your character and bringing things to your characters?
Alisha, you want to take it or should?
Yeah, well, I can start. It was definitely a quick shoot. We had 2 days to do these 2 episodes, and so it was Speedy Gonzalez, as fast as film can go, to get all that in, which is amazing. We had an incredible crew and production team for that, and Tina was a rock star when it comes to like making things happen and making things work and getting what she wanted and what she needed, and then moving on to the next. And the cast itself, we met each other one time before. I mean, I've known Rachel for a little bit, and 2 of the other actors I had known from doing theater in New York, Kevin Sebastian and Shanaza Uche. But everybody else I had just met probably maybe a week or 2 weeks before, when we had a read-through and then a rehearsal. And I have to say, in that 2-day period, we all kind of bonded amazingly, and I love everybody I love the whole cast of Producing Juliet. I just think everybody has something so unique and through the show that that's great. Yeah, I don't know, everybody's so great.
No, I agree. I think Tina, you know, they say that, you know, something like 90% of directing is just in the casting, and so I think Tina did an awesome job just finding a cast that really gelled together, honestly, as well as I think we have. And you know, like I said, like Alisha said, rather, you know, we knew each other fairly well. We knew Chinaza also from doing theater in New York, and like randomly, I was like doing a tally, And actually the only people that I hadn't worked with at all were Jenny Grace and Betty Kaplan. And I think just sort of as you go along in this sort of indie world, the circles get smaller and smaller. And I think that ours just also got a little bit smaller, and the world got a little bit smaller in the best type of way. Yeah, we got along great, and I think the chemistry was just sort of there from the get-go. So that made the whole production a lot easier on our end, I can say.
Yeah. You just brought up an interesting term, Rachel, indie world, and I like the indie aspect of web shows and web series.
We do too.
You've done 4 of them. You're fairly prolific in the web world. Can I name them?
Go for it.
You were in Anyone But Me, which is probably the most watched web series.
Yay!
Good People in Love and Shadow Free.
Yep. And now producing Juliet.
And now producing Juliet. Is this something you prefer, an environment, a working environment that you all would prefer? And you talk a lot about being in theater too, but I don't hear television and I don't hear Hollywood movies. Are those things that you aspire to, or do you like theater and indie shows?
Honestly, for me, I think it depends a lot. Quite frankly, indie people are the ones who hire me, so I don't have a ton of material for comparison. But what I do like about the indie world, and something that I'm not sure is particularly present in a lot of sort of bigger budget things, there's just this wonderful sort of esprit de corps. Like there's just teamwork and ensemble work, and like let's make it happen, like Alisha was saying, like let's make something beautiful, and let's not worry too much about how to do it, or like all the problems that are facing us. Let's just get through them. And I love that enthusiasm. I love that teamwork that comes with the indie theater world, and I wouldn't sacrifice that very easily, I think.
Now, you've both worked in theater and on shows. Is there a difference in the two platforms, whatever you want to call it, or
Yeah,
I mean, theater's live
I think so.
all the time. Obviously, that's a big difference. But is there a difference in the working environment?
Yeah.
And in the artistic environments?
Alisha, you want to take it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely as an actor, you work differently on film, on camera versus like in theater. And there's beauty to both. In theater, there's a beauty to every night going from point A to point B, telling an entire story, however how much the playwright has chosen to write. And every night is different because of the audience. Every night is different because of where you're coming from the day. The energy of the other actors, the energy of the audience, like everything affects that particular performance, and no performance is duplicated. Like every night is entirely different, and you're still telling the same story. And there's a beauty to that I always love. Whereas on camera, you get to take a moment, as tiny and as small as even just a second of a second, and you get to focus on that moment, focus on that scene, and do it again and again and again from a different angle here, from a different angle there, and do however many takes that you get to do, or that the director asks you to do, or both. And then at the end of that moment, you get to work as much as you can to perfect it, but then you get to let that go. And there's a beauty to that too that I'm just discovering, because my background is actually mostly in theater, and I, in the last few years I've started doing more on-camera work here and there, and there's a beauty to on-camera work that I really love, and I think that's what it is you get to take a moment and try to perfect it as artistically as you can, but then you get to let it go, which when you're doing a performance every single night, you don't always have that accessibility, depending on the show that you do, to really let it go at the end of the night, because you have to do it again the next day, which is wonderful. But like being able to let it go is wonderful on camera as well. Yeah.
What's in store for each of you? Rachel, I know you came from rehearsals just before we started our hangout. You've got a project we're working on.
Yes, so the next performance project for me is a workshop of a new play called Encryption by Gus Schulenberg, who I adore, and it's a wonderful noir theatrical piece, thriller, and I get to play a rookie CIA agent slash math genius, and I love the part. I love the play. Super excited. Early December in New York City, and then after that, I will be helping to produce what may or may not it will be, if nothing interferes, Alicia's next project. So I'll be switching switching roles.
Oh, you. Yes.
Alisha, what do you have?
Current auditioning for a little bit and see my family. And in the spring, what?
No, you just cut out for a minute. Please go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I'm hoping to spend a little time with my family during the holidays in Minnesota, and this spring I will be playing the lead character in a Gus Schulenberg play also called Jane the Plane with Flux Theater Ensemble. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's a play I've been kind of helping to workshop for like the past 2 years, and I absolutely love the play. I love it so much. It's such a great story. So hopefully lots of people will come see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's wonderful in the role, and it's a beautiful play.
Oh,
What drives each of you, and what inspires each of you? Is it just the pursuit of art? Is it, some people are driven by fear.
Fear is good.
I have more anxiety.
Fear is good.
I'm scared shitless. I need to shake my ass out the door and get to work. So,
I am fearful many times of the day.
Quite often. Yeah, I think for me, fear. I'd be lying if I say fear wasn't a part of it. But also, it's just the pure exhilaration of getting to do what you love. Like, it's just so much fun. Like, if you could ride a roller coaster every day, wouldn't you? And so it's that, you know.
Yeah.
For me, the end. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just love telling a story. I've always loved being a part of a story. Performing can be terrifying, though. I definitely get nervous, you know, and I feel like I've been performing for a very long time now, and like I should not be as nervous sometimes as I am, but I get nervous about telling a story because it's a scary journey sometimes, but I love it. I don't know, like, it's telling a story, and if you can connect to that story, then it's, I don't know, I've been in the audience and I've seen performances that have just like ripped my heart out, and they've been so beautiful and heart-wrenching, and I'm laughing and crying at the same time, and it is an amazing experience. And if I can potentially give that back someday to someone, you know, the gift that other performers have given me by letting me watch them, like, I love it. But yeah, it's scary. I also, like, something that drives me is like a fear of missing out. You know, I get a little anxious that, like, I'm not making the most of today, so I try to like really take advantage of life and make the most of it, because not to sound too morbid, but you never know if there will be a tomorrow, so you just have to kind of do what you can do today and live life. So that's kind of something that it kind of scares me into kind of stepping up to the plate, but I've never regretted it. I will say that much.
What can we expect as producing Juliet unfolds? Any surprises in the story? You don't need to give away spoilers, but.
Well, I have no idea. I just hope for more episodes.
You can expect
are the 2 already shot so far, or is the show shot and only 2 released?
No, we've only shot 2.
Okay.
We would love it if we could shoot more. So, you know, advertisers.
Might know a little more.
Right.
Tina Cisa Ward might know a little more about what's in store than we do. So
Yeah, it's still the hard part of everything is that it takes money to produce all of this.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Oh yes.
that's not easy. Well, Tina and I will talk, and I mean, you have a terrific social media person in Rochelle Dancel.
No, you wouldn't
She's
say
fantastic.
If anyone can help promote a show and make it a success, I think Rochelle's absolutely.
Oh, she is
We
damn
met
good at
her
what she does.
last week in London. Kyle and Daniela and Eli from WebVee Guide went over to VidFest UK in London Comic Con.
Oh, nice. That's right.
Spent about 5 days just hanging out with Rochelle and Darren Chadwick and Elisar Cabrera and Lisa.
Aw.
Had a great time.
That's a cool
And as I said, Rochelle's now like all of our new best friends. So.
Yeah. She's kind of amazing at that.
Yeah, she's a rock star.
So the first 2 episodes are up. There is a website that they can.
ProducingJuliet.com.
And I'm sorry, Rachel, you were saying?
Oh, sorry. The website is ProducingJuliet.com.
That's ProducingJuliet.com. And is it also on Blip right now?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Yeah, the links to that are on that website, and there's a link on the Producing Juliet website to Blimp too. We also have a Twitter and an Instagram, I think, right?
Yes, you do. And you each have Twitter. You each have Twitter accounts. Do you want to share them?
Mm-hmm.
Twitter or Facebook, where people can connect with you?
Sure. My Facebook is Rachael Hip-Flores official, and my Twitter is @HipFlore.
Mm-hmm.
Alisha?
And I have a Facebook page that is Alisha Spielmann actor, and my Twitter is my full name, Alisha Spielmann. My Instagram, I think, is Shashspiels.
This has been absolutely delightful. I have had so much fun talking with the two of you.
Ditto.
Oh, likewise.
Anytime you want to come back, please let me know. We'd love to talk with you about anything you have going on, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you have going on for Saturday night in New York City? Any plans?
I'm going to see a movie. I don't know which one yet. I'm thinking it's Captain Phillips, but don't quote me on it.
Okay.
And I am going to a birthday party of a good friend of mine in Queens, so I'll be hopping on the train in a little bit.
Well, enjoy it. I'm going to stay home and watch House Hunters International. So.
Awesome.
Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday night. Again, thank you so much. I so appreciate the opportunity to meet both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.